but I'm so glad you apologized to me.
Now, will your listeners? We're not on, right?
Yeah, we are.
Oh, he just turned it on.
We are.
He turned it on as soon as he said that I apologized to him. Because that's something else that he really enjoys is people apologizing.
Oh shit, Jen's videos are gone.
Hang on.
Hang on.
No, it might still be on.
No, here you go.
It's probably dead.
Here, it's alive.
It's alive!
Here, I'll take the old one.
Something I will admit. So when I was watching the History of the World Part 1, like to rewatch before I
watch part 2. Watch part 2.
Yeah. I like don't know why it never struck me like the running gag of "Walk This Way" was also in like how Young Frankenstein with Igor.
Yep.
And then I just didn't like it. Like took me to be like, oh, it's a running gag. I get it. It's actually a walking gag.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Oh, it's in multiple movies.
yeah, it's in Young Frankenstein, and they do it in History of the World Part 1.
Really? I didn't know that.
We were just watching American Pickers last night, and I was like, oh my god, this guy looks like Igor from Young Frankenstein.
Yeah.
And John didn't really see. He was like, yeah. And then when we moved it to like the other room and he could see it better, he's like, oh my god, it is Igor.
Oh, it's him?
Movie. It looks
No.
it was like his twin.
He's dead.
Yeah.
Did like I remember my dad used to always say like he would just randomly be like Frau Brugger.
We used that sound effect in one of our episodes.
Did we?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a classic.
Favorite Mel Brooks movie? Go.
Blazing Saddles.
Yeah.
The sheriff is near.
I do.
He said the sheriff is
I'm
near.
gonna go with Young Frankenstein.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I do really love Young Frankenstein as well. But.
Marty Feldman died in 1982 at the age of 48.
That was him. That was his name.
Yeah, 48
He
years
was
old.
young.
What did he really looked like
age.
that too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, with bulgy
Yeah.
eyes.
Have you ever seen the original The Hills Have Eyes? You know that guy looks like that.
Yeah.
Here, I'll show you. Let me.
It's a good one.
Oh, is there a new
I
link,
haven't seen it.
or is it the same link?
Yeah, it's a new link.
New link. Hang on, I will post.
Oh, here we go. Got it.
Yeah, so this guy. Let me show you this guy. He really. I mean, this movie was fan-fucking-tastic, dude. Hey, I got so many links open. Yeah, this guy right here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he really looks like that. Pretty crazy. Yeah, I'll show you.
Good looking dude.
I mean, perfect for the fucking role. I mean, this is him right here. You see?
Yeah.
I mean,
It was a great movie.
yeah, it was a great movie. You know,
Never
the
seen
hills of West Virginia, and that's why we never go to West Virginia.
I gotta stop making references to this show. You guys just need to watch it.
it. Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Why can't I get the live chat?
I think you're blocked. What's up, Sydney? I have read articles today about people being held captive. Who is the new guy? What new guy? Let's just not even like address it. Who is the new guy?
Hey, Courtney.
So this guy here is a movie producer.
Yeah.
You are, man. Dude, why are you so fucking
been a
down
while.
on
It's-
yourself,
it's
man?
been a while.
So whatever, you're back on it, man.
Working at it.
Dude,
Trying.
the movie was great, man. You know what? Whatever. I watched it. It was fantastic. And let me show you guys the movie.
I appreciate
Has
it.
John told you how he has tried very hard to get on an extra for Righteous Gemstones?
Yes.
So this is his movie.
You can't get on. You'd think that'd be an easy thing to do as an extra.
You would think so, but it is not. It is not.
So you told me that was your brother. So can I show?
was me.
Man, do you have a clip of you acting? I literally thought that was your brother.
Maybe
I'm
somewhere.
such a fucking idiot.
He's doing the whole evil twin bit like you always
Yeah.
talk about.
Anyway.
All right, so we're back on Dean Corll.
Mm-hmm.
Where does the Candyman come in?
He is the
Am I?
Candyman.
Yeah, like, but we haven't seen any candy unless
Seen
he's
any
like,
candy.
unless he's
Eye candy?
enticing people with his van with like, come get the candy, my children.
Which, like, they tell us not to get into cars with strangers as kids, but now we pay strangers to take us places. Like they don't.
Yeah,
True
Uber.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so
And our food.
the way I do these stories, you know, I like to, you know, string people along, and
So you're not gonna reveal this just yet?
I mean, I like to focus on like one thing at a time, you know, and plus I'm not done researching everything yet.
Okay. You're like, I'm not done with this.
Like I still got one book I got to finish on it, you know what I'm saying? But I will tell you the Candy Corporation, the Candy Man comes in because he was a
Chocolatier.
not chocolatier. Yeah, I guess a chocolatier, but he
like
would
the
sell
I Love
other
Lucy episode.
he would sell other candies.
Yeah.
So the Corll Candy Company was his family's
Oh.
establishment.
Oh, we didn't know that.
And the reason, and I'll get to this in the next episode, but the Dean Corll, when he came back from his military career, he worked as a like a candy producer in his parents' factory, right?
Mm-hmm.
And which was also really close to the elementary school, Helm Elementary School. So the kids would, and he loves little kids,
Oh, that's
like sexually.
Oh,
I mean,
I don't
like
obviously.
that.
So which was crazy, right? Anyway,
The way you said it, they're like, he loves
well,
kids.
well,
You're
here
like,
you go.
Oh, yeah.
Well, here you go. Do you know? Obviously, you guys know the if you see a van that says like free candy on it, it's a joke.
Yeah.
Like, where do you think that comes from? It comes from this.
Oh, does it really?
This story is where that comes from.
Do you realize that in your YouTube it says subscribe for free candy? Is that where you got it from?
Yeah. Well, you know.
Yeah.
So the elementary school kids would come up to the Corll Candy Company, and they would come up to the front door because he would give them candy. He would give them broken candy that he couldn't sell. He would stuff their pockets with candy.
Oh.
That's how he's a candy man.
Who
But I was
can
going to
make
get to
the
that on the next episode. We're not
sunshine?
finished with this one. You're just like everyone else. Just
I'm
want to
sorry.
bypass.
I just wanted to know how he got the name.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's where did we stop? So yeah, this will be kind of 2 parts. And for the third part will be next week. Sorry. You know, I can't fit in all today. I like to do this. I like to take my time, you know.
Well, that we don't want you to rush through things.
Yeah. All right, but sweet. All right, where did I stop, man? I can't even remember. We just took a break.
They woke up with shackles.
Oh yeah, so damn, I now got to get back into it. Maybe just take a shot. No. All right, fuck it.
I mean, I do have another mini.
Can you go grab it just for me at least? If y'all don't want one.
How's everyone doing? Is that a yes?
Doing fine.
How long do you have? Like 45 minutes?
An hour-ish, yeah. 4.
Perfect for a shot. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
It'll just be hitting in when he has to leave.
So
Bye.
this episode is of that night. I wanted to take you through exactly how it happened, all the details and everything else. You know. So, unless you guys want me to go into the torture of kids and
I mean, I'd rather not.
just give Jen a break. All right. Well,
You've actually not been so bad this episode. You kind of like have been kind in the middle part. Maybe because I haven't really been commenting and I've let you been telling your story for the most part.
what?
You two seem like relatives.
Well, she's my cousin.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I
But
knew it.
it's like a kissing cousin kind of thing,
Right.
you know.
Are you guys really cousins?
No.
They're not? No, but it
Dude.
does seem like there's like a banter of
They're
like
they're
long time
yeah.
friends or...
I mean, she lived here at
He's
one
like
point.
my brother, kind of.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
We had another roommate that we really liked that lived here at one point. Remember Hillary? They fucking hated her. Anyway,
Did you live here?
yeah, she lived here
Yeah.
in this room.
Yeah, this was Hillary's room.
Oh, this is Hillary's room.
Yeah, we saged it before it was the studio.
Oh, yeah, because there's some weird noises coming from here.
Really?
Yeah, because Jen lived next door, like not in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I lived in the room next to, like it was.
In the
We shared the
in the
hall.
shoe room. The shoe
Okay.
room.
The shoe room.
Yeah.
upstairs. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she
She
liked
was not considerate.
So we had another roommate that lived here. We had at one point like 4 girls living in this fucking house. It was a lot of estrogen flowing through here.
It sounds wonderful, and it's not, though,
It was
is it?
terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. Hair everywhere.
Well, I mean, I didn't
everyone's
really
on
live
their
with-
fucking period. It's like blood shooting out everywhere.
Well, Charlotte,
They would like leave their tampoons like just.
stop it.
Did you say tampoons? Leave your tampoons right here, honey.
No,
It was
okay,
like-
so
Thank
I
you.
didn't live with the. I
Thank
didn't
you.
really live with the belly dancer. I didn't really.
Yeah,
live
we
with her.
dude,
She
we
was
had
there.
a 67-year-old belly dancer living here.
She was moving out as I was moving in.
That's super hot.
I mean, we said I was a hustler.
Dude, she came out.
Not-
She fucking came out one day, and she had a nice body, but she had all her sparkly stuff on and like the little tassels, the pasties.
Pasties?
Yeah. She was like, "Hey, you like these?" I was like, "Damn, girl."
Where can you book her?
It's a good question.
Right? Like
I can't
Craigslist, I would
remember.
assume, but like, do people?
That's where
I think
that's
she
where I
was in
found the
a-
house, though.
Really?
Yeah, we met
I
on
believe it.
Craigslist.
Yeah, she was hot.
Cheers.
again.
But
guys.
it's fun. Like it turned
you.
out. Cheers.
Cheers.
So when I was living in, I moved down. I don't have to tell the story for the podcast. The podcast already knows. I'll tell you the story another time. But long story short, yeah, we met on Craigslist.
I met her on Craigslist.
No.
Singles?
No, what it was a
Do they have a
misconnection.
single-
Misconnection?
Yeah, it was. I saw you in the Denny's bathroom.
Vomiting?
No,
like Denny's.
the male bathroom was out of water.
Yeah.
So I knocked on the women's bathroom,
None of this is true, is it?
and there was just
No, it's completely
feces
untrue.
everywhere, and toilet was flooding.
Yeah.
It was like poop everywhere.
She just really had to go.
And then she's
Can you
like,
help me?
Oh man, he's just ad libbing. Like this is even like where else is this gonna go?
and then I was like, damn. And she came out. She's like, well, because she's the one that did it.
Okay.
And she's like, when you gotta go, you gotta go. And I was like, damn, that's a big dump. And I'm gonna check
I
you
love
out.
you. And I love you.
A girl can dump
So-
like that.
So
You
how
got
we
my-
met was absolutely nothing like that story. We met by happenstance, actually.
All of us did.
Yeah, but Jen, legitimately, we met.
No,
on
it was
Craigslist.
Craigslist. Dude,
No.
I met. All right.
All right.
All right.
This is where you drive me fucking crazy with this story.
If it wasn't for Craigslist, would I be here? Yes or no?
Maybe not.
Boom.
However,
Moving on.
You met someone on Craigslist who knew my mom's best friend, and they were in Isle of Palms,
right,
and
I
they're
didn't-
like, "Oh, you should meet this guy." I was like, "Yeah, whatever."
Okay, I didn't want to. I didn't want it to go this way, but so I met her mom,
Okay.
and me and
You
her
do have a
mom,
little thing for my mom, which is cool.
we
It's
had
fine.
coitus.
Nope.
Yeah.
And then we gave
Okay!
birth to Nicole.
Can we get
but a
back
fun
to the
fact
story?
is
No.
that- A fun fact is that Nicole and I are both from Massachusetts, and then my cousin and her sister were in the same high school class.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
We found that out after the fact.
I was also in my cousin's classes. 'Cause
You
I'm
would
from
be in
the-
your cousin's asses though, because like that's something that happened up from where you're from.
That's fucked up, Jen. You're talking about the whole southern population down here. We're just a bunch of inbreds.
I mean,
No,
why
I
is
was
that
talking about-
not why they say Virginia's for lovers? Like, I never really understood.
Yeah, I
that.
didn't get that either.
Anyway,
All right.
Is it because they have a population control
Hey,
problem?
you know what? Einstein married his first cousin. He's the smartest man alive. So whatever, dude. Maybe I like to keep
But
it
you
in the
didn't
family.
marry your first cousin, so
Maybe I like to keep things in the family. I'm just kind of that way.
that's how like the British monarchy was.
I hope my cousin. I've got like,
royalty.
I hope they don't listen
Yeah,
to
I
this.
really hope your cousins don't listen
They're
to
probably
this.
like, oh my god.
Oh, John.
They're really creeped out.
Yeah, I would be creeped out too.
Did I tell you that there is a trophy that the school I work for won from a tournament that happened at your high school?
Gilbert. What was it?
It was
Mud
baseball.
wrestling.
It was baseball.
Oh yeah, we had a good baseball team. Yeah.
There was a tournament that happened at your high school, and the trophies in our trophy.
Yeah, all of our baseball players still dip.
Ew. Anyway,
Do
okay.
you play baseball?
Yeah, I played baseball. I was too good for that shit.
Yeah, I like baseball.
I decided to do a real man sport, skateboarding. Element skateboards, what's up? I was emo, taking back Sunday. What? Limp Biscuit. All right.
Limp Bizkit. You saved that story with Limp Bizkit.
All right, so I stopped. Fuck. What are we still doing this? Holy shit. Maybe I should just have you read things.
That's also fine. Do you want me to just get started here with what's next?
All right, so at this point, Rhonda and fuck, what's his name? Tim? Shit. At this point, Rhonda and Tim
Carey. Yes.
At this point, Rhonda, Tim, and at this point, all three of them wake up and they're shackled. Individually, they're handcuffed. Tim is actually face down, spread eagle, naked on the torture board. Okay. And they're all just wondering what the fuck is going on. And that's when Rhonda starts hearing this screaming. Now, this screaming is like from a madman just having a tantrum, but it's also just like, why did you do this? Why did you ruin my life? Type of shit. And this is what she says in her interview in 2008.
She had never heard her dad shout like that. It seemed worse than the punishment he meted out when the girls were younger, when he would line them up against the wall and whip them with a belt. Judy got it first, and she got it bad. Lynn got it light. Whatever energy Ben had left, he expended on Rhonda.
So we're telling this story through Rhonda. Rhonda is the girl on the torture bed. That's her official title. That's what people call her. But she hears all this screaming, and then Dean actually unlocks. Dean comes over to Wayne and he unshackles him, not his hands, but just his feet. So now Wayne is up, and she's kind of getting weird. Like, I mean, because this is her best friend. Like, forget about Wayne sending these boys to Dean's. Forget about that. Like, she doesn't know about that.
Right.
She just knows this guy, Wayne, who is this sweet guy who, when Frank went missing, you know, he was there to be like, hey, you know, he probably hitchhiked somewhere and he doesn't love you. You need to move on. He was there. So at this point, she's kind of like, why is he not handcuffed as well? Like, why is he walking around? Why is he interacting with this Dean? Like, what are they doing? So at this point, Rhonda passes out again. She'll do this many times this night. And it's not passing out from any drugs or anything. It's like a learned response from her foster home, from this foster home to that foster home. When the foster dad comes in there and has his way with her, she kind of learned to disassociate, kind of leave her body. And that's what she's doing now. And that's what she'll continue to do, which is in sharp contrast to Tim, who is screaming at the top of his lungs to, you know, for help, screaming bloody murder. And she is just completely silent, but disassociated. All right. Do I not sound like I'm drunk? Am I good? All right.
Yeah, about average.
About it. At this point, she notices Wayne, like, you know, her friend, her confidant, is pacing back and forth. Obviously, he's worried about something. He's coming in and out of the room that she's in. In one hand, he has a pint of whiskey, a pint of moonshine. In the other hand, he has that paper bag with the paint in it, and he's huffing it. He's just really worried, and he's just trying to calm Dean down and trying to get the situation kind of calm. Dean, at that point, comes into the room where Rhonda's in, and he says that he wants to torture her. So she just heard this, like, let's torture her right now. Wayne goes down, and he orders Wayne to get her. He's like, pick her up, let's go torture her. Wayne said he can't pick her up. You know, he's only a teenager. He can't pick her up. So Dean walks over there and scoops her up with one arm. He's a kind of a bigger guy. He scoops this girl up. She's handcuffed and shackled. Scoops her up, one arm, and then brings her into the next room, the room with tarp all over the place. And Dean throws her on this torture board, the same one that the other boy was on. This one right here, the same one. So she's like thrown on there, just out of nowhere, just tossed on there. And if you want to read from the candy cords. At this point, Dean is just so mad because Ron is the one that ruined everything. Dean fucking hates women, hates females. He wants boys, and he had his whole night planned. He had Wayne there. He had Tim, who, you know, he was going to have his way with Tim. Tim was the target, right? Tim was a $200. Let's ship him to California. You know, Rabbit Ears quote or whatever. Let's ship him to California, and Dean's going to rape him and murder him. You know, Tim was the guy. But why the fuck is Rhonda here? Rhonda was screwing everything up, and he was so mad about it. He was throwing a tantrum. He goes over there, and he just kicks Rhonda in the stomach as hard as he can.
Rhonda felt the air escape from her lungs and wanted to scream in agony, but her mouth was gagged so tightly that she could barely move her lips.
He then returns, and he crouches beside Tim. Now, Tim is spread eagle on this board, and he puts his hand between Tim's legs and pushes him on his stomach. And Tim starts to resist. Dean punches him right in the back of the head, right in the back of the neck. Punches him multiple times. He straddles him and says what's about to happen. And he says the following. And this is from Tim's actual testimony. Quote, He says, what's he say? Shit. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Do you want me to read that?
Which one is it?
Here's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, sorry.
Here's what's gonna happen now, boys and girls. Wayne is gonna have sex with you, Rhonda, while I'm going to enjoy young Timothy over there. Then we are going to murder the both of you.
So he says that to them. They're both in the same room now. Like, he just threw Rhonda down on top of Tim, kicked her. She kind of rolls over. She's still handcuffed. He is now completely naked. You saw his naked body. He is completely naked, erect, ready to fuck. And he straddles Tim and says, this is what's going to happen. Wayne is going to have his way with Rhonda, and I'm going to take care of Tim here, and then we're going to murder you. So imagine you hearing that. You're handcuffed, you're shackled, you can't move, and someone says, you know, I'm going to murder you after this. Like, Jesus. I mean, holy shit. Imagine that. That's fucking terrible, right?
Yeah.
So
that's bad.
At this point, Wayne actually crouches, because Wayne is supposed to rape Rhonda. That was his instructions. But he is kind of like a father figure to her, you know, like a best friend confidant. He couldn't do it. He crouches beside her and says, don't worry, I'm going to get you out of here. And then she's like, you know, when? Like, what the, when? Do something. He says later, quote, I would like to think that it was because she trusted me. Wayne will say years later, the belief that she trusted me is what gave me the push I needed to do something. So we know that Dean Corll is dead. So we know that something happened. Mm-hmm. We know that Wayne called 911, said he killed somebody, and that it was Dean. Mm-hmm. So we know that he had the courage somewhere. All right. At this point, Rhonda passes out. Now, this is like the fourth time she's passed out, but she does it as her mind does it as a safety mechanism to just get her out, you know? It's kind of like when I hear a lot of people, like, I've heard this before, if you jump off a building or something, a lot of people die before they hit the ground. You know? I
have heard that.
Like, they die from the shock before they even die from hitting the ground, you know?
How do you prove that?
You can't.
It's a good question.
Yes, it is a really good question.
I'm dead.
There was a story that I want to do, though. A guy thought that, he thought that there was life after death. Mm-hmm. And they hooked him up to these machines, and he was going to kill himself and then communicate beyond the grave. And obviously, you know, that didn't happen.
Isn't that a movie? Isn't that a movie with Kiefer Sutherland and Flatliners?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Right?
I don't know.
That's what they do. They keep killing themselves.
The Reanimator.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I've heard of that movie.
Yeah, and Julia Roberts is in it.
Oh.
No, she's fucking hot. Oh, sorry.
But there is a neuroscientist who
he does this every week. I'm just letting you know.
There was a neuroscientist who didn't believe in life after death because science, and then he wrote a book about he had a near-death experience.
And what?
I didn't finish the book.
What the fuck, Jen? You kind of let us on there.
I got distracted. I have a hard
Is
time
there
finishing
life after
books.
death or not? What the fuck?
Yeah, that's what he says. There is life after death.
Okay.
Well, there you have it, friends.
We solved all of it.
And then I just read an article. I just read an article. I'm better with articles than books because they take less time.
Have
to
you
read.
tried
Books are
audiobooks?
I haven't. But I did. No, actually, I did. I have. I got Amy Schumer's book on
No.
audio. Anyway.
Oh my God. Let me just try to say everything. Oh, sorry. I'm just gonna.
Just shut up.
What a shitty fucking comedian. I mean, whatever. Women power. Oh shit. I should probably shut up.
Yes, you should. Yes, you should.
Patriarchy.
Nope. That's where you lose all the fans.
Yes.
I know. All of our fans are female.
They all disappeared.
Anyway, so this article I read the other day was about a priest who he had a near-death experience, but he actually went to hell, and he said that people were like chained up like dogs and walking on all fours, and that Rihanna's Umbrella was playing on repeat.
That sounds like hell.
Yeah.
That sounds like an accurate description.
Yeah,
I don't
so-
know. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm onto something.
He probably gets down there and notices there's no little boys down there. He's like, fuck, this is fucking hell. How am I supposed to ejaculate here? Cause
Okay.
priest.
Can we get back to the story
I understand your
There-
point.
There's
All right.
there's been some
Yeah, okay,
scandals
thank
with
you.
priests.
We got
Yes,
it.
we understand.
Thank you.
Yes.
If you haven't heard,
Go ahead, rub it in, salt in the
in
wound.
Boston there was a priest.
Make fun of the Catholic Bostonian and their faith.
Or
it's
two
fine.
or
We
three
got
or
it.
four.
Yeah, it's fine.
Anyway,
All right, so where are we at? Fuck, I don't know anymore. Fuck. I'm too
I
drunk.
have no idea where we left off.
All right, so look at this guy right quick. I mean, this guy is the one that you guys want to spin in jail. I mean, this is a teenager. He's paid a measly $200 to deliver these boys. He thinks they're going to California. He doesn't know that they're not,
But he does.
A little bit about Wayne, just really quick. He grew up in a terrible home, just like all the other ones in this story. He had acute asthma attacks. His grandfather was the only one that really cared about him. And he would later say, quote, "They had a little dinner tray they put on the edge of the bed to hold cups. I like being there. I owe my life to them," end quote. His father was drunk. His father was drunk all the time. And when his grandfather finally passed away, when he was only 7, his life kind of went downhill. He dropped out of school at 9th grade, although they did test him, IQ test, and he had 126, which is pretty high. I don't know. Mine's probably like 160 or something. I don't know. But anyway, his dad was a drunken, abusive father, and that was it. And he loved his father, but only on the rare occasions that he was sober. And that's my notes that I put.
He loved his father when he was sober. He loved his father
When his
His
father was
dad
sober.
was
Yeah.
sober.
So that's his.
I needed to clarify. Also, I
good.
think your 160 score was on your psychopath test that you took, not the IQ test.
That is true.
Sorry, I just think you got confused.
I might just mute her. All right. So the reason I'm telling you this is because Wayne is a father figure to Rhonda, and Rhonda's sitting there and she's wondering why Wayne is uncuffed, and now he's like, "Don't worry, I'm going to get you out of this." Dean is literally torturing Tim right next to them. And he is whispering in her ear, "Don't worry." What the fuck? How am I supposed to not worry?
Is he assaulting her while he's telling her not to worry?
No, he defied the order to do that.
Okay.
Dean said, torture her, rape her. He didn't. Because he couldn't, she's like a sister to him. So they started arguing. Dean and Wayne started arguing about this. And they go into the kitchen. And at this point, Rhonda passes out again, but she notices when she wakes up a few minutes later that there's some real loud music playing. Dean actually has this radio, this boom box that he uses quite often for his torture sessions. He basically turns it up as loud as it can go to muffle the screams of the kids getting raped. All right. This is going to get kind of crazy, right? All right. He goes in there and they're in the kitchen and he orders Wayne to go and torture and rape this girl. And Wayne at this point, and he's ordering him with a .22 caliber pistol. He says right in his face, you are going to do this. You are going to do this or I'm going to kill you. So eventually he says, okay, yes, I will do this. I will do this for you. I will torture her and I will rape her and we'll kill her. Now she's hearing all this, right? She's hearing all this. So Wayne began begging for his life. He promised to torture and kill his 2 friends if Dean wanted him to. Quote, and this is in his Houston accent, quote, I'll do anything you want me to, Dean, anything. So Dean finally removes the handcuffs off his wrist. Dean comes in and Rhonda, she just came to again and she hears this loud thump. He puts down this metal toolbox. It's all rusted. It's this old toolbox. Just blah. You can hear the tools rattling in their pliers, all kinds of shit. You know, I'm like, what's he doing with this? I mean, it is literally 5 a.m. in the morning. What is he doing with this? A huge thud. He puts it on the ground. And in shock from what she thinks is about to happen to her, she passes out again because she knows that she's about to get tortured. And there's this rusted old metal toolbox with shit just rattling around in it. And it's pretty terrible, right? Mm-hmm. Quote, cut off her clothes, end quote. That's what he ordered her. He hands Wayne this hunting knife and he starts ripping. Wayne goes down and starts cutting off her clothes. This is terrible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, we've already passed the terrible point, so like
Yeah.
it's. I mean,
Yeah.
what's a worse adjective than terrible? Abhorrent.
Team. So I want you to know the one that died here is Dean. Everyone else was a survivor. Tim Curley later said in an interview with ABC, he described it as, quote, absolute madness, terror, while Corll threatened to cut off Curley's arm. He was threatening to cut off his arm. That's what this guy's going through. He's butt naked, spread out, handcuffed to a board. I showed you the board, the exact board.
It's not for tying shoes.
He's like face down, handcuffed to this board.
We don't know if your
Maybe it
dad's
is.
version was for that either, but
It was. It was only the
sure?
size of a shoe. Yes, it was. He literally traced a shoe and.
And now he is handcuffed to this board, butt naked. And now he hears Corll, who is a complete madman, threatening to cut off his arm. Like, what? You cut off my fucking arm? Like, what the fuck? And he says he's prepared to. He tells Wayne he better be prepared to rape Rhonda. So, if you want to read at some point, you guys like this? It's pretty terrible.
Yeah, I can't wait for the next episode when we get into his background. Like, what would make him so angry?
That's why I do this. It's like clickbait for a podcast.
Yeah.
at some point, Dean had taken off his clothes and he tells Wayne to strip Rhonda as well. Wayne puts a knife to Rhonda's belt and in a flash cuts the belt, jeans, and panties. He's about to do the same to her shirt, but she says, please no, it's her friend Sheila's shirt. Don't rip it.
And then,
Yeah, you can't rip Sheila's shirt.
Isn't that nuts?
Please don't. After I'm dead, she might want it back.
Yeah.
She's
She's going to want to know what happened to it.
Right.
She is 13.
15?
Well, she met Frank at 13, so she's 14 right now. 14 years
17
old.
months. Yeah.
14 years old.
No, I know. I'm doing the math. 17 months. Yeah, okay.
She, if luck didn't happen, she would be dead. And she is more concerned. A 14-year-old is more concerned about her friend Sheila's shirt getting ripped.
Well, that's a good friend.
Please don't rip it. It's Sheila's shirt. Please don't rip it. Oh, fucking thing went out. We're still streaming. It's just the thing went out. Isn't that crazy though?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Pretty fucked up. Like every episode we do is pretty fucked up.
Normal.
Besides the Delivered Justice, y'all should listen to that one.
No, that was a good one, yeah.
Yeah. That was a good one, so all the other ones are shit. Thanks, Jen.
411 out of 412. Terrible.
One is pretty good.
Jesus, I'm on a good record.
Well, the Lizzie Borden episode was pretty good too.
That was the one
2.
you did.
2.
We got to be better than My Favorite Murder. I saw My Favorite Murder. I saw a SSGDM.
What does that even mean?
Every sticker I see that has SSGDM on it,
Stay sexy, don't get murdered.
put a fucking Talk Murder to Me sticker over it.
We'll send them all out to y'all. Anyway.
Yeah. Those damn fucking females showed up. We went to see their show. They literally had printed out Wikipedia pages. And they come out there and it was like, "Oh, I'm so glad to be in Charlotte." I'm like, "Bitches, you in Charleston, you motherfucker."
Yeah, they did do that. It was.
It's like, okay.
It was kind of embarrassing.
Isn't that like a Want to Get Away Southwest commercial? Remember that? Thank you,
Yes.
Detroit. Right? That was a commercial.
It was exactly that, but they're like, "Oh, I don't know where we are." It was really
Yeah.
bad.
And then
Here I am walking in the parking lot. We have a podcast.
they were
This
like,
was like,
people were like-
we had 5 episodes. At
They're-
that
Oh,
point.
really?
It was great.
they're fucking reading from this like printed out page. And I'm like, God, I want to be you and make all this money.
Right.
Like, what the fuck? No, I didn't say that. She said that. She's a fucking...
We can do this.
Yeah,
Exactly how that went.
we can do this. All we need
Oh,
is a
yes.
cult.
Yes, we got this.
You take the girl. I'll mess with Tim. So he is ordering Wayne...
Daniel's getting petty on the chat.
What?
No, I told Daniel that his was on his stickers were on the way.
Who?
Daniel.
Oh,
He
shit.
said I would, but mine haven't been sent out yet.
If anyone else would like to take that job responsibility from me, they're more than welcome to.
Jen, man. Tell Jen to do it. Shit.
Yeah, give me things to do.
Oh, God. Here we go. Shit. Rhonda asked me, and this is what he said years later. Rhonda asked me, "Is this for real?" And I told her, "Yes." And she said, "Are you going to do anything about it?" Said Henley. That was enough, though, for Henley. Henley, he is now uncuffed. He is ordered to rape Rhonda, one of his best friends, and he has had enough. He's just been threatened with a .22 caliber gun. And keep in mind, Dean is naked right now. He is straddling this other boy, this Tim guy. So he does not have access to this gun. Mm-hmm. He put the gun on the side table. And that was a very bad mistake.
Yep.
I'd say.
Now, think about it. I mean, this is over. Wayne Henley, like, his father is an abusive drunk, hated him, beat him. He, the whole time, was looking for a father figure. Dean is twice, his age. Mm-hmm. He's nice to him. He lets them come over there and they party and stuff, and they get along really well, and he treats them really well. To him, that's his father. So at this point, this is literally, like someone said earlier, a good versus evil type of situation at this point. This is literally his father. He doesn't really know his fucking father. His father's drunk, doesn't even live with him, whatever. But Dean's more of a father to him. He's been there every day. Okay, so, we got in this scheme where I'm selling kids to go to California, whatever, $200. Okay, I guess you're killing them, whatever. You're still the person I have. So now he's got to man up, and this battle of good versus evil where he's got to say, okay, this is enough. And Dean obviously had not thought that he would go and do this, that he would rebel, because he let him, handcuff free. And he is straddling Tim right now, prepared to insert himself in him, and has no idea where the gun is. he trusted Wayne that much. Not trusted him, but just, knew that his son wouldn't do that, And then eventually, Tim started screaming. Rhonda passes out again. She's begging, are you going to do anything about it? End quote. And then something switched in Wayne, high school dropout, 9th grade dropout, nothing's huffing fucking paint, smoking, drinking, stealing. They were thieving. He's had police fucking after him. All of a sudden he said, fuck it. This is whatever line this is crossed. And if you want to read the next one.
Dean stood up and saw him change into a different person, Curly said. There was somebody else inside of him, and it wasn't him. It was a spirit from hell.
He got up and he grabbed that .22 caliber. Now, he is the one in charge. Or is he? Because is he really going to shoot his father figure? You know what I'm saying? But as of now, he's the one in charge, or at least he thinks he is. I want to say Tim Curley, in 2008, he told ABC News, quote, when someone ties you to a board, the odds are pretty good that you are not going to walk out of there, end quote.
I'd say.
Tim is screaming. Wayne gets up and he grabs the gun. He doesn't know what he's going to do with it. All he knows to do is point at fucking Dean. That's all he knows. He point at fucking Dean. He's never even fired a fucking firearm before. Point at Dean. He doesn't have Call of Duty. He doesn't do headshots and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? He just points it at him. And the one thing you do not do if you want to kill someone is look them in the eyes. You never do that. You never look them in the eyes. Because that's how you get weak. You got to stay strong, motherfucker. So he was doing that. He was looking in his eyes, because Dean got up. Obviously, he's butt naked on top of this man, and he gets up fully erect, naked, and he's like, what? What are you going to fucking do? You going to fucking shoot me? Are you going to fucking do this? You're too much of a pussy. You're not going to fucking shoot. I mean, like, can you imagine that dude? You saw a photo of him dead. That's what he was like right before this fucking happened, right? I mean, fucking nuts, right? At this point, Rhonda passes out again. She disassociates, completely silent, leaves her body. She would later say that she was naked and ashamed, which, is a natural human reaction if you're naked, and literally Adam and Eve shit, right? Like, if, it's crazy because, like, when people die like that, like commit suicide, like they want to be in the best clothes possible. They don't want to be ashamed, even though it's not going to fucking matter. They're dead, She was naked and ashamed. But, whatever. For her, that's nothing new. Several of her foster fathers saw her like that and took advantage of it. He jumps up. Do it, Wayne. Kill me. Now he's sitting there butt naked, erection. Do it. You won't fucking do it. Sorry, I'm getting a really
This is just like
I didn't,
weird, but okay.
I didn't fucking eat today. I'm drunk. Okay, so I don't want to hear
Wasted.
it.
Okay.
Right. I am
Got
fucking
it.
wasted right now.
I want to hear it.
So Wayne is holding this small caliber 22. That's nothing, man. Nothing. Fucking 50 Cent got shot 9 times with a 9mm. That's impressive. A 22 caliber is fucking nothing. If he didn't have that one forehead shot, I don't know. Anyway, he is shaking. He's looking in Dean's eyes, his father figure of all those years. He's like, you're not going to fucking do it. You're too much of a pussy. Remember, Dean is this military guy, right? Big old guy. He's Wayne stalling, and all of a sudden, Dean rushes forward, naked, erect, and just running right at him.
That sounds terrifying. Like, to see that, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
The erect part?
All of it.
Yeah, kinda.
Pretty much. I mean, what is happening right now? It's just looking at you, like from Bridesmaids.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, from the book, The Man with Candy, quote, kill me, Wayne. He said, kill me. The boy backed away, but the powerfully built man charged after him. When they were only a few feet apart, Corll said, "You won't do it." Henley pulled the trigger and pulled it again and again and again. Dean rushes forward, like I just said. Wayne closes his eyes and just pow, 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 pow. Empty the fucking, and you know, it says there's times where you're still pulling the fucking trigger even though nothing's coming out. You're just, he probably pulled that trigger 20 times. You know, nothing's coming out.
Yeah.
Every fucking round went into him. That's how close he was, though. I mean, this guy he never shot anything before. He wasn't aiming. He was just that fucking close. That close to being fucking killed. That's pretty fucking impressive.
Yeah.
Can you read the one I can see? Or I had?
I had Dean in a corner, see, and he told me, "You won't kill me." I shot him coolly until I ran out of bullets. I shot him once in the forehead. My hand went down, and I shot him twice in the shoulder. I stepped aside. He ran through the door, and I shot him once in the back of the shoulder, twice in the small of the back, to make sure he stayed shot.
Now, listen to this. I shot him once in the forehead. First shot, boom, that's the killer. Shot him once in the forehead. He ran through, he's running full fucking speed, running at Wayne full fucking speed, running at him, shoots him in the fucking forehead. Dean still is running because the fucking adrenaline, right? Still running, shot in the forehead, and he just steps aside and lets him just fucking go right. I know you guys can't see this, but it's just that photo. Lets him just fucking go right there, fall right on the floor. Boom. Isn't that fucking nuts? Mm-hmm. Fucking crazy, right?
Cute dead guy.
I mean, just right in the dude, right in the forehead.
Today's sponsor.
Like, Dean is 2 feet away from him, running full speed. Shot right in the forehead. Wayne steps aside, and he's obviously pumping more bullets in him, but he is still running. Shot in the forehead, like it hasn't processed, okay, you're dead now, type of shit. Isn't that fucking nuts? It runs right through the doorway and right on the floor. Fucking crazy.
Yeah. Damn.
Nuts, right?
Damn.
What do you guys think about this? You guys like this or not?
It's wild. There's a lot to this one.
Rhonda passes out again, but she wakes up and it's like a whole different scene at this point. She had no idea what just happened. She was passed out during the time. She can feel the gag in her mouth, the blindfold. She's hearing this ruffling going on, but she doesn't really know what was happening. Wayne unties her, undoes the handcuffs, and she is just in a daze. She runs out the front door, or she makes her way that way, and she trips over Dean and gets that blood all over her. Oh. So that blood that was on his back.
That's where it came from.
That's where all that blood got through her clothes. Not her clothes, but she put her clothes on after. She was naked. And then they just sat on the fucking porch. Had a cigarette? Probably. Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. fucking Houston, sitting on the porch smoking a cigarette.
Sounds like a proper end to a horror movie.
See? Jeez. I was just going to say the same thing.
That's a good ending right there.
Yeah.
Fucking what a day.
Yeah.
So, wrapping this up, Tim Curley says that Henley made a weird statement to him while they were waiting for the police to interrogate him. Quote, he told me, "If you wasn't my friend, I could get $200 for you."
Damn.
Isn't that crazy?
Still thinking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Gosh, you really wanted that $200.
Yeah.
So the police ask him, who is this? What the fuck? What is this? What's going on? Who is this guy? And then Henley says, well, I've been delivering him these boys for the past few years, and I can show you where 29 dead boys are buried.
Damn.
Yeah, in 3 different spots. So
I think he is an accomplice at that point. You know where the bodies are.
Yeah. That's right. If he was under the assumption that they had gone to California, or was like, oh, I have no idea where they are.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
it's like, I know where the bodies are.
Yeah.
Now I want to say, I put you remember Frank,
Yeah.
the kid, the 18-year-old? His body was recovered from High Island Beach. That was the first one stored there because at this time, Dean had ran out of room and quote, realized he had to do some rearranging before he could stow more bodies, end quote.
Oh.
So he stored them in a couple different places. Yeah, we're going to go into his background in the next episode and, next week and talk about that. I want to show you this photo, though. This is pretty impressive. And this is pretty great. So the total is 29, but this is the photo that hit the front page of the news right here. If you can see it. In front of his house, the paper that says he helped kill 25 to 30 total in front of his house.
Wow.
They put that there. Isn't that fucking cool?
That is,
Yeah.
yeah.
Isn't that fucking awesome? Like right in front of the house.
Now that is how to sell a home.
But it's kind
Right?
of it's kind of interesting that the paper people didn't realize that's where it was because there's other
Papers
like
there.
days of papers.
I think they did that on purpose.
I don't
man.
know,
I don't
like-
know, man. I mean, come on. You don't think they did that on purpose?
It's well done.
Yeah.
All right, so I don't know what you guys. I mean, we can go over Wayne Henley another day, but I want you to read this one last quote from him, and then we'll wrap it up.
My only regret is that Dean isn't here now, so I could tell him what a good job I did killing him.
Oh.
So that's the story.
Ooh, mic drop.
Yeah.
Damn.
We will go over Dean Corll in the next episode, the whole thing. But this is just I wanted to do this, man, because Rhonda never. I mean, fuck. I want to tell her story at least, or try
Yeah,
to. Fuck, I
yeah.
don't know. I mean, it's so crazy how all this shit happened just like that, and now you really kind of know, you're primed to really know his background.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what he's capable of.
Yeah.
You saw him drag this boy by his fucking back pocket into the house, I mean, he's a monster.
Yeah.
Anyway, I hope you guys like that. I know it's kind of weird how I did it. I hope it turned out right. I know I started at the end, but yeah, that was a request from Austin.
Shane,
Yeah.
what up, dude?
And we'll cover. I'm not going to be like Charlie Manson. Dude, I am not going to be like that anymore. So if you don't know,
John has not completed part 2 of Charlie Manson.
so I was asked to do Charlie Manson, so I did like the Sharon Tate murder, and then that's it.
Okay,
I didn't even
You
mention
finish it?
Manson. Yeah.
Still to come. Still to come.
So like my part ones, like usually it's like a podcast is part 1 and then part 2. It's like part 1 and then like 30 episodes go by and then a random part 2.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
Gotcha.
Anyway, I'm not going to be like that anymore. I will do this next week, I promise. But that is, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope I did it some justice or whatever. But that's the story. That's it. That's what happened. So I don't know. What do you guys, Brent, sign us off, man. You got some, you got to tell us some, sign us off like a movie star would.
Don't forget to get Jupiter CBD oil. What's the code, Nicole?
Llama 10.
Llama 10, yeah.
Llama 10.
I have this Johnny Llama thing going on. All right, well, that's all I got. I hope you guys
Thanks
enjoyed
for having me.
Yeah, man, it was
course.
so fun, dude. We got to get
fun.
back together, and we'll talk about that here in a second. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. And next week we will. The first thing I'll do, I promise, I'll finish this Dean Corll episode. I promise. And then we'll move on to bigger things. I am on a serial killer craze. I want to do someone bigger than Jeffrey Dahmer. I can't find it yet. It's like a heroin addict trying to chase his next high. I cannot find anyone that can beat Dahmer.
Have we not talked about you were going to do Richard Ramirez?
I mean,
We haven't done them yet.
I know that's next. Actually, I'm fucking.
There you go.
Yeah, so I am on a high right now. I've got to fucking find someone that beats Dahmer. I don't think anyone.
What about H.H. Holmes? We haven't done him yet.
I don't think
either.
anyone in history can beat fucking Dahmer, but I will find it if it's out there. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy that. And until next time, good night, you lovely, lovely people.
See you.